Karnataka has just added a fresh chapter to its long-running Congress versus RSS battle, and this time the battleground is public space. Karnataka cabinet has approved a new bill that seeks to regulate how government land, playgrounds, parks, roads and other public properties can be used by private individuals and organizations. And yes, according to BJP, the RSS angle is already impossible to miss because the BJP says the bill is essentially designed to keep the RSS away from public grounds where it regularly holds shakhas and marches. But the Karnataka government says, hold on, where exactly does the bill mention RSS? Home Minister Priyank Kharge says the legislation applies to everyone, NGOs, clubs, associations, societies and individuals. Never mind, who can forget that Priyank Kharge has very strongly opposed multiple times the use of public spaces by RSS. BJP MP Tejasvi Surya has said the bill is an attempt to target the RSS and argues that the constitution protects the right of citizens to form organizations and assembly peacefully. Now the government is bringing a bill turning the regulation of public spaces from an executive order to a proposed law. What are we really looking at, and what lens must this be looked at considering this is coming from Karnataka? I'm being joined by Dr. Srinidhi, who's a BJP spokesperson, as well as Vijay Grover, who's a senior journalist. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining me. Vijay Grover, let me just come to you. How do you look at this, Vijay Grover? No mention of RSS, nothing. But BJP is saying this is nothing but a target, but RSS being targeted.
I'm surprised that they perceive that it targets them, because the bill doesn't mention, even when it comes up for discussion, that it is going to be against the RSS. The fact is, RSS today, if you were to share data, may have concerns for the simple reason that RSS conducts about 3,000 to 4,000 meetings across Karnataka every week, which are daily shakhas, weekly shakhas, and their route marches, what is they call as Path Sanchalan. And that's a reason why it feels that the paperwork might go up. It might have to share information, data, and the coordinators kind of thing. But going back to the RSS concern about, let's say, namaz being offered in public places, how they have objected to it in Delhi or Maharashtra or other states as well. If you were to look at it from the opposite point of view of the RSS, how will it take that in case churches or in case mosques use public places without permission? Will they be equally tolerant or equally concerned is one question. That now the fact that we're discussing and we perceive that Priyank Kharge is opposed to RSS, that's the reason why the RSS feels little concerned that it could be targeting them alone. But from a common man's point of view, from a citizen's point of view, if any such gathering which happens in public places, I think so it is very fair, be it a Rakshana Vedike, which is a state linguistic minority, or if it's any other group. So these, if they submit information as to who the organizers are, I think so it will only help the police and the other authorities to keep a control as to, in case something goes wrong, in case there are unruly elements which infiltrate the peaceful meetings, at least there is somebody who can be held accountable. And I don't think so RSS, which is a huge global organization, should have any concern about sharing information about its office bearers, or giving letters for permissions, or any organization for that matter. It only makes the society that much more safer, and public places and the corporations.
Dr. Srinidhi, would you agree with Vijay Grover?
No, not really. Because you see, RSS is an organization which is there from pre-independence, right? So we have to look at things in a different perspective here. Right. So if you look at RSS, it's a more than 100 plus year organization, right? We cannot say RSS is an organization, it's a movement. So we have RSS coming in for national issues, supporting at times of calamities.
It is an organization, you may call it a movement. It is an organization.
Yeah, it's definitely a movement. We have this from the 1920s, and also RSS stands for three things, as what Dr. Ambedkar noted rightly in 1939 and 1940, which is equality, discipline, and nationalism. So this concept of organization has been coined by Congress. And there is only one person behind it, one minister behind it, Priyank Kharge, who wanted to target RSS because of some issues that happened in Chittapur constituency last year. And it was rightfully struck down by the court. Right? And now, in order to circumvent that situation, they are coming up with this law without mentioning the actual name. And it's not very difficult for anybody to figure out who they are targeting here. So it's very clear, right? RSS it's not an organization. Since it's a movement, we would definitely explore all the legal options available here.
Vijay Grover?
Yeah, I would just ask him the reverse. Let's say that on the coming Christmas, if every church says that we will celebrate Christmas in public parks, we will celebrate it in the corporation school grounds, playgrounds, and have Christmas carnivals everywhere, how would the RSS react to that? I'm not bringing in the Muslim angle because they would love bashing the thing. I'm just saying if the Christian community does that and says 25th we will occupy all the parks, celebrate Christmas in those places, what then? How will you react then? Will you call it a movement, organization, or what? Because Christianity is over 2,000 years old.
Well, see, to answer that point, I would place another point in reverse, which says that RSS for Deepavali or any other festival, which is a Hindu festival, doesn't go and celebrate Deepavali in every temple. So, putting that in perspective, yeah, if we have seen many such situations happening in Bangalore, sir, to be very frank. So RSS doesn't go and, celebrate our national festivals like Yugadi in a temple or the Diwali in a temple. So they are very, their Sanchalaks are very disciplined, very ethical, and very nationalistic. They have certain responsibilities, roles and responsibilities are very, very clearly defined. And there is, as you said, there is one point that you mentioned that, there could be some elements in the RSS. So that kind of a situation has never arisen till date from any of the events that have been organized by the RSS.
No, also, Vijay Grover, it's hard to disengage this entire regulation that's come in from what Priyank Kharge has been repeatedly demanding. Would you agree with that? It's very hard to disassociate the two. Vijay Grover?
Well, see, I don't know why RSS is taking it upon itself that the legislation is coming to curb them. No doubt that RSS has a lot of activity going on in public places every week. As I told you, the data what gathered from the police and the other places is about 3,000 to 5,000 daily or weekly shakhas across Karnataka, because they have divided RSS into North Karnataka and South Karnataka, and they've been doing it for a long time. There's no doubt. I'm not questioning the thing. But where is the fear of sharing information? That if in, Koramangala, so-and-so is organizing the weekly chaka, why he or she should hesitate to give a letter to the local authorities and say that I'll be conducting with 100 people or 200 people.
I
only find it very strange.
If let us go back to what the Tahsildar said in when this was coming up in 2025. He put out a letter saying that give the kinds of weapons that you are carrying, and that weapons included lathis. Do we even call lathi a weapon? The RSS Sanchalaks do not carry lathis. And the order clearly mentioned that once you submit these, we will review it and we will let you know whether you are permitted to organize anything. Okay. So these shakhas have been organized since a century. And why after a century? Why suddenly after a century you come out and say that you have to give information about what you are carrying for the shakhas?
All right. I think one thing is very clear. Karnataka is set for another political showdown. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining me. Thank you so much.